लावण्य सारम असमोर्ध्वम अनन्य सिद्धम दृग्भे पिबन्त्य अनुस्वाभिनामं दुरापम एकांत धाम यशसः श्रिय ऐश्वर्यस्य गोपया the gopis tapa austerities kim what acharana performed yat by which amushya of such a one Lord Krishna Rupam the form Lavanyasaram the essence of loveliness Asam Urdhvam not paralleled or surpassed Ananya Siddham not perfected by any other ornament self perfect Drigvi by the eyes Pibanti they drink Anuswa Abhinavam constantly new. Anuswa Abhinavam Durapam difficult to obtain. Ekanta Dhama the only abode. Yashasa of fame. Shriya of beauty. Aishwarya of opulence. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The woman of Mathura said, "What austerities must the gopis have performed? With their eyes they always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self-perfect, ever fresh, and extremely rare." This text from Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken by women of Mathura when they saw Krishna and Balaram in the arena with King Kamsa's great wrestlers Mustika and Chan. We'll do the Mangala Charan and then we'll have to cover till 162, so we'll read that afterwards. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामी नितिनामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। First of all, my humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. I seek your blessings so that I can say something which adds value to this hour. I also seek blessing of His Grace Simeshwar Prabhu for engaging me in this seva so that I can do some Shastra study, and which increases my desire for the devotional service. We are we are doing this wonderful, Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita class. Bhagavatam in the morning and Chaitanya Charitamrita in the evening. And once in a while, I get this seva assigned, and every time, whenever there's this seva assigned to me, I get very anxious. There is anxiety which kicks in, and then anxiety kicks in that, oh, what will I do? What will I say? Uh, and there's similar anxiety I also get when I ask for, seva. Like this Sunday, Prem Sarovar Mataji asked me that, you have to do Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai's Shringara Seva in the morning. And I was thinking that I can dress up, but what will I do with the turban? And generally, I get after that sleepless night. My night before the seva is very sleepless. But I feel that I do not have qualification yet. These devotees, Simeshwar Prabhu, Madhupati Prabhu, Prem Sarovar Mataji, Subal Prabhu, they all engage me in their seva. They engage me in some kind of assistance, Devaki Nandan Prabhuji, Krishna, which other than anybody else, it benefits me the most. And after the seva is done, I always feel very good. But before that, uh, I'm anxious. What will I say? What will I do? I just wanted to share that and pay my gratitude to them that even without all the even with all those faults in me and shortcomings, they are always engaging me in this seva, giving me this opportunity and keeping me in contact with Krishna consciousness. I can never pay my debt. um, so coming back to the subject matter here, um, when Krishna, let's take a little context here before we discuss this verse. So the context is that at the beginning of this chapter, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is describing that, Prabhupada is summarizing that there are three main reasons why Krishna appears. We all know from Bhagavad Gita the famous words, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam sajamyaham परित्राणाय साधुनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे. Krishna is saying to Arjuna that yada yada hi dharmasya glanir means whenever dharma's glani means whenever dharma deteriorates, I appear. Why? Dharma sanstharpanarthaya. My artha, my purpose, my dhyaya is to re-establish the dharma. And also what I do, paritranaya sadhuna. We all sing in the morning that sansar dava nal lead hello. Dava nala lead hello. This loka, this material world is manufactured in such a way that it feels like the miseries here are like the davanal, that's the fire in the woods, fire in the forest. Fire in the forest does not spare anyone. And what to speak of this material world which is desired for giving the punishment. So, so the sadhu jana, they appear in this world to show the direction to common people of bhakti, so that they can get the common people can get rid of this cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. So Krishna is saying that uh, to save such sadhus, paritranaya sadhana, I appear, and vinashaya cha dushkritam, and to destroy the dushkrita, to destroy the demoniac people of demoniac nature. I appear again. But if we see, does Lord really, so this is something Lord is saying in Bhagavad Gita, but does he really need to appear to do these things? And Acharyas explain that no. Um, for example, no matter how powerful a person in this material world is, the very core functioning organ called heart, and then a simple heart attack comes, and then doesn't matter how much powerful this person is materially, uh, has to depart. So similar heart attack can happen to anyone. Uh, what to speak of re-establishing the dharma? Krishna was saying that he did the work of a charioteer in the battle of Kurukshetra. Uh, but he can send one of his parshad who is powerful. Think about the power of Hiranyaksh and Hiranyakashipu. Who are they getting their power from? They're getting their power from Krishna. So Krishna can uh, send a powerful person like them to re-establish the dharma. If he can send somebody like that for deteriorating the dharma, then for re-establishment also he can do that. And similarly, for protection of the sadhus, what can he do? We all know this wonderful pastimes of Ambarish Maharaj with Durvasa Muni, where Durvasa Muni tried to curse Ambarish Maharaj and tried to uh, punish him by creating a demon. But Sudarshan Chakra of Lord has a pre-sanctioned order. What does pre-sanctioned order mean? That you don't need to take an approval for it. Sometimes, for example, there is a holiday coming. Generally, what we need to do in ordinary case, if we want to take off from work, we have to inform our boss, inform the organization we work for that. Hello, Mr. So and so. I request 1 day of leave to take care of this and this work. But in between, we also come across days like 4th of July or Labor Day, uh, or President Day, things like that, which are pre-approved holidays. And on those days, we do not need to take approval. We can just take day off. So similarly, when there is a devotee of the Lord who is in danger, then Sudarshan Chakra has approval to go and then protect the devotee. So the moment Durvasa Muni creates this demon, Sudarshan Chakra started chasing down. Uh, First, it destroyed the demon and then started chasing down Vivashani. So, even that reason is not uh, pressing enough that Lord appears himself. So, that's why in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the real reason, the confidential reason for the appearance of Lord is given. So we chapter text reads Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the confidential reason for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But I am describing Krishna because there is no difference between Krishna and Mahaprabhu. Jai Krishna, Sei Gaura, Sei Jagannath. So the three are uh, non-different. So that's why we can interchangeably use them. So the real reason is Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami describing that the first purpose was to relish the position of Srimati Radharani, who is the prime reciprocator of transcendental love of Sri Krishna. The second reason for his appearance was to understand the transcendental mellow of himself. Mellow means sweetness, rasa. Uh, and then the third reason was that Lord Chaitanya was to enjoy the bliss tasted by Srimati Radharani. So here, the three reasons are that Radharani's love, her position as the supreme lover. That's what Krishna is appearing to enjoy. That, um, you know, uh, in any action or act, there is a subject and there is an object. Uh, Subject is the one who is performing the act, and then the object is the one which is receiving the act. So, Krishna is the object of the love of Srimati Radharani. So, Krishna is thinking that, oh, her position as the lover, because she is actor in this, is supreme, is in a better position. So that's why I want to take that position and I want to see what does she feels. Second is that Krishna thinks, second reason is that, oh, I am very sweet. There must be so much sweetness that Radharani is so beautiful. Still she is after me. All these gopis are after me. There must be something in me which is very, very sweet, but I don't know. Just like uh, milk never knows its taste. A curd cannot enjoy itself. One day, I was watching somewhere. I think I was watching Kapil Sharma show, and then Amitabh Bachchan appeared there. And those like Murli, Prabhu, you can think of that. There's a talk show on which one of the Hollywood actors appeared, let's say uh, uh, Keanu Reeves. So the host is saying, what is it that Amitabh Bachchan cannot do? Or what is it that Keanu Reeves cannot do? And then he joked saying that, well, Amitabh Bachchan cannot take a selfie with himself. Like, if I take selfie with Amitabh Bachchan, I'll be very happy. But that joy which I get by taking that selfie, Keanu Reeves cannot take that joy by taking selfie with himself. So similarly, here Krishna is saying that, oh, I want to enjoy how sweet I am. That's second reason. And then the um, third reason is that what is the bliss which is enjoyed by Radha Rani when she is uh, in love with me. So I want to relish that. And these are the hidden reasons, these are the confidential reasons why Krishna decides to appear as Mahaprabhu in the Bhakta avatar. We can then we go to verse number 152. So far, Krishnadas Kavidas Goswami has described the first two reasons in more detail, and now he is kind of moving on to the third one in these verses between 156 and 162. And on the first one, it's that what austerities must the gopis have performed? With their eyes, they always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only about a beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self perfect and ever fresh and extremely rare. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has no, Lagu Bhagavatamrita describes the um, gradation of uh, bhaktas. You know who is the biggest devotee. Let me see if I can get to that. Yeah, Lagu Bhagavatamrita by Srila Rupa Goswami. Here, um, Srila Rupa Goswami is describing from various shastras that who are the greatest of the devotees. Let's see. You can refer some of that. First point mentioned is that Yatha Skande Shri Rudra Vakyam. Lord Shiva is saying, where he is saying in Skanda Purana. Bhakt eva hi tattvena Krishnam janati na tvaham. Sarveshu hari bhakteshu prahlado atim mahattama. Means Lord Shiva is saying, and of course, because out of his magnanimity, but he's saying that because there is no difference between um, Shiva and Krishna, we all know that um, Brahma Samhita says that the difference between Lord Krishna and Lord Shiva is of the milk and the curd. At the tattva level, actually, there is no difference, but once the milk comes in the contact of culture, it becomes curd, yogurt. So similarly, um, Krishna and Shiva are there. That Krishna, when he has to take care of the activities of this world, then he transforms into Lord Shiva. But that, and then we also know that Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu, among all the Vaishnavas, he is the topmost. But here, what is he saying? That I cannot understand the truth about Krishna. Only his devotees can. And of all the devotees of Hari, Prahlad is by far the greatest. Then, in then next is uh, Pandavas, however, are the greater than everyone else, even the glorious Prahlad. Srimad Bhagavatam gives clear evidence of this. So, from gradation point of view, first is Prahlad Maharaj, and after that it is saying that Pandavas are greater than them, no? As per Srimad Bhagavatam. In 7.15.75 to 77, he said, Sri Narada states in the seventh canto, you Pandavas are so very fortunate in this world that many, many great saints who can purify all the planets in the universe come to your house just like ordinary visitors. After all, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is living confidently in your home with you, appearing like a human being. So, um, that's what Pandavas. But uh, after that, it is above Pandavas. No, will not. We can go through the entire class will finish in this reading. But above Pandavas, um, some Yadus are greater than Pandavas. But among the Yadus, Yudhava is most excellent. And gopis of the Brajas are superior to Uddhava, and Srimati Radharani is greatest of all gopis. So here we can see that based on the Shastras, so what the women of Mathura are saying is actually same. In fact, I was actually also reading Sri Garga Samhita, and this will be interesting. It's in Hindi, but I'll try to translate it to the best of my ability. It is in the second khanda, eighth chapter of Garga Samhita. It is actually Brahma Vimohan Lila. And in that Brahma Vimohan Lila, we all know that Lord Brahma saw that Krishna is playing with the cowherd boys like ordinary human being, and he thinks that this must not be Lord Hari. But who is this powerful personality? Let me uh, uh, take a test of this person. Okay. So to test that person, what he does is he takes away all the cowherd boys and then all the calves. And then Krishna has now, while Lord Brahma has taken the calves and the cowherd boys and put them into Yoga Nidra, Lord Sri Hari transforms into each of the calves and boys, cowherd boys. And because all of them are Sri Hari, so the gopis and the cows are giving extra love to them, because those are not ordinary calves, they are their calves, Krishna in the form of their calves, and then Krishna in the form of those gopas. And so what is being said here is that Narad Muni said that Abhavan Matara Sarva Gopyo Gavo Hare Raho Ati Snehascha Babridhe Purvato Hi Chaturgunam. Oh, the gopis and the cows are loving they have become the mother of Sri Hari. No? These calves and cowherd boys are Sri Hari. So suddenly the gopis and the cows of Vrindavan have become what? They have become the mother of Sri Hari. And because of that, they are showering extreme love, Ati Snehascha, extreme love being showered on those uh, Gopa and uh, calves. And because of that, what is happening? Babridhe purvato hi chaturgunam. They are growing, but not ordinarily. Not just like earlier they were growing, purvatohi. No, they are growing chaturgunam, 4 times faster. Now, what happens because of that? Because they have grown so much that a lot of them have become really big boys. So Naradaji is saying that Anekanam tu balanam udvaha Krishna rupina. No? Because they have grown, so the gopis and the gopas are thinking, oh, our boys have really grown up. Let's marry them off. And then many of the gopas, who are actually nothing but Sri Hari, are married to the gopis, of their age, around age. So, actually, when the pastime happens later on, we see that Krishna is playing, and then sometimes this is something which people don't understand, but actually Krishna was married to those gopis in the childhood only. This is as per Garga Samhita. So there is uh, nothing wrong in the pastimes being. Anyway, we all are the property of Krishna. Yatha avatata, whatever way Krishna wants. Then, so that is the um, great fortune of um, the gopis. The sweetness of Lord is unprecedented, and that its strength is also unprecedented. Simply by one's hearing of such beauty, the mind becomes unsteady. We see that Krishna's sweetness is being described, that it's unprecedented, and its strength is so unprecedented that simply by hearing the beauty of Krishna, the mind gets unsteady. We know this pastime of Mata Rukmini, who heard about the beauty and the glory of Krishna, and then she gave her heart to Krishna, and she really wanted to. There's this wonderful poem also written by Vaishnava Acharya. Whenever His Holiness Padma Raj is here, he generally recites this Madhurashtakam. Madhuram Madhurobhyoti. Madhuram Madhuradhipatir Akhilam Madhuram. So there is Krishna is sweeter than the sweetness. Then what is being, let's see if there is any purpose. When we go to 158, the Lord Krishna's own beauty attracts Lord Krishna himself, but because he cannot fully enjoy it, his mind remains full of sorrow. Now, this is something which is little tricky to understand, because there is a virodhabhas, or I think it's called oxymoron. Oxymoron. It's contradictory in that on one side Krishna is described as Atmaram, or Satchitananda Vigraha. We say that Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha. You know, Krishna is not made of like us, of the flesh and blood and stool and so on and so forth. Krishna's body is made of Sat, truth, ever existing, full of consciousness, Chitta, and Ananda, full of happiness, bliss, not just regular happiness, because regular happiness in this world is compared to the cessation of sorrow, cessation of sadness, a mere gap, a gap between one dukkha to the next dukkha is called happiness in this world. But that's not what cessation of, that's not what we are talking about in terms of Krishna. Krishna is full of bliss, ananda. But here he is being described that he remains full of sorrow. That's very difficult to understand. This is a description of his second desire. Now, please listen as I describe the third one. So, we learned about that. There are two desires that Krishna wants to experience the position of Radharani as a supreme lover, and second is that his own sweetness he wants to, and then third one is that he wants to experience the bliss which Radharani experiences. So that's what we are transitioning towards. This conclusion of rasa is extremely deep. Only Swarup Damodar knows about it, and anyone else claims to know it must have heard from him, for he was the most intimate companion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the love of gopis is called Rudha Bhava. It is pure and spotless. It is not at any time lust. Rudha is actually a Sanskrit word which means something which has matured, something which is which has reached its limit. So a bhava or an emotion which is in its prime, is can be called as rudha. So the love at its extreme position is called rudha bhava. As already explained, the position of gopis in their loving dealings with Krishna is transcendental. Their emotion is called rudha bhava, although it is apparently like mundane sex. One should not confuse it with mundane sexual love, for it is pure and unadulterated love of God. That's one thing. That's another thing which is important to understand, that sometimes the activities of sadhus may act like mundane activities, but they are performed at spiritual platform. Example, very simple example can be that taking of food, honoring prasadam. On one side, it's eating food, and on another side, it's honoring prasadam. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhunjate te tvagam papa ye pachante atma karana. Those who are atma karana, for their own self, who are bhunjate, who are enjoying anything, is tvagam papa, nothing but they're consuming sin. But as soon as it is prasadam, it is it is nothing but it becomes a akama. Activities in this world are uh, categorized into three. Uh, First is called karma, second is called vikarma, and then third one is called akarma. Karma is something which is generally pious activity. You can think about benevolent activity. Somebody is doing some kind of charity in this world uh, for the general welfare of trees, animals, human, all sorts of is you know things are there. Some who have uh, dedicated their life to save tigers, but at the same time eat chicken. So very some who are dog lovers and they don't even consider cows as animals. They call themselves animal lovers and then are also meat eaters. That's oxymoron. I don't know how that works. But anyways, so some activities are called karma, that means some benevolent activity. It's binding in nature because you're doing something good, so you have to reap the benefit of it. And to reap the benefit, you have to take birth. Once you take birth, you are in the cycle of birth, old age, disease, and death. And then we continue. Second is called vikarma. Vikarma is sinful activity, uh, all the immoral activities, uh, lying, cheating, uncleanliness, uh, disturbing others, hurting others. These are all activities which are sinful, and they are also binding in nature. And because of that, you have to suffer. To suffer, you have to take birth, and then you are again in the cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. And then third category is called akarma. Akarma is any act which is done as devotional service. And you can do devotional service uh, in the any of the ashramas, and any of the varna. Basically, if you want to uh, go do seva at the temple, because of that, you wake up early, you clean yourself, you get yourself ready, um, you sit in the car, you go do devotional service at the temple. The whole act of waking, even before that, sleeping so that you can wake up in time, cleaning up yourself, driving the car, all this activity becomes akarma. All these are devotional activities. Uh, and they are liberating in nature. Opposite to karma and vikarma, which are binding in nature, these are liberating in nature. And also, these are akshaya. Kshaya means something which deteriorates, but akarma is something which is akshaya dhan, or the permanent wealth. A lot of times, when we make some Lakshmi, we come with all sorts of yuktis, all sorts of um, ways so that we can protect this wealth for perpetuality. Well, when this body itself is not perpetual, what to speak of the things which are coming out of this body, including wealth? But people do think about, oh, yes, if I get this much money and I invest it in this way, and then I withdraw only this much, and if I am getting the return which is more than my um, expenses, and then I'm not touching the principal, and I keep living upon just the return of it, and I will be happily ever after. And then this whole thing around is called, there is a whole business around it. There are a bunch of advisors who take big, big advanced degrees and become financial advisors, and there are organizations called fintech organizations which help you make sure that your wealth grows enough so that you don't have to work for money ever, all sorts of things. But then one fine day, Kala says time is up and the whole perpetuality is there. But uh, this dhan, akarma dhan, the dhan which is the dhan, the wealth which is of spiritual activity, the wealth which is of devotional activity, devotional services, perpetual in nature and never gets destroyed. So, with that, I'd like to take a pause here. We discussed about the three main confidential reasons for appearance of the Lord, and how we discussed that the second uh, reason, which was the sweetness of the Lord. We went into a little detail about it. Uh, Also discussed some oxymoron nature of what is being described, and it's difficult to understand. Part that how can Krishna be disturbed at the same time he's Atmaram, and then these are a lot of time pastimes. Just like um, sometimes we see that uh, a father when playing with the son purposefully loses, because in that process the father and the son both are relishing the rasa, the mellow. Krishna can do similarly things like that. He can come under stress, but he's not. See that um, Bhishma Pitama desired that I want to see Lord as angry, and Lord fulfilled that desire. So Krishna can do that. But at a principal level, Krishna is Atma. And we saw we discussed the great fortune of the gopis. Uh, and with that, I'd like to stop here and then see if there are any points, discussions, comments which we want to take up. Yeah. Sachi Mataji, thank you so much. I just saw your comment. Thank you for always blessing and encouraging.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Wonderful class. Wonderful. Thank you.
Anyone else have anything which we want to comment on or discuss?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very nice class. Thank you. Prabhuji, sweetness, Krishna wanted to feel his sweetness, right? How can we, what exactly does it mean about?
What it means, Mataji, is that uh, basically Krishna here is being jealous, jealous of Radharani and gopis.
Okay.
He wants to have it all. So he's like he's not just happy with being loved. He
Mm.
wants to be the lover and the loved both.
Oh.
So he's thinking that how can I be so sweet that all these gopis are. I like gopis and I like Radharani, but they are liking me more. So there must be something very special.
About
Uh,
him. So, okay.
so
Mm.
Krishna is saying, I want to experience that.
Okay.
Because if we see here in the previous verses, it was, um, let me share back. In the previous verse, very, very nicely it is being described here. He's saying that although Radha's love is pure like a mirror, its purity increases at every moment. And my sweetness also has no room for expansion, yet it shines before that mirror in newer and newer beauty. There's
Mm.
a constant competition between my sweetness and the mirror of Radha's love. They both go on increasing, but neither knows defeat. So, my sweetness is always newer and newer. Devotees taste it according to their own respective love. If I see my sweetness in mirror, I am tempted to taste it, but nevertheless I cannot. You know? That
Mm.
example about uh, you know, for example, Mataji,
Mm.
we all can take joy of taking a selfie with you,
Mm.
but you cannot have that experience of taking oh, there's this wonderful pediatrician doctor, sweetest of all, plus she's Mataji is so wonderful devotee, she makes beautiful garlands, everybody loves it. Mataji, can I have a selfie with you?
Mm.
But you cannot do that.
Mm.
You cannot say that, oh yes, Kavita Mataji is very wonderful pediatrician doctor, and then she makes beautiful garlands, does so many sevas, and then takes care of all the devotee kids. So let me take selfie with. So that's what Krishna is going through. He's saying
Mm.
that I want to taste my sweetness, and because of that, he takes avatar as Chaitanya.
Mm. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Okay. Over to you, Simesha Prabhu. I think we are almost there with the time as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, before you say something, Prabhuji, I with folded hand, I want to request everyone. Prabhuji also mentioned at the beginning that tomorrow is His Holiness Bhakti Chai Sai Maharaj's appearance day. So we are doing celebration in the evening at our temple. There's flyer also distributed. But please consider this as a personal invitation, and please bless us by your presence in that.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, if you have to get something for Guru Maharaj, it has to be Ekadashi, or it can be a non-Ekadashi also.
Uh, I think it can be non-Ekadashi as well if you want to, but just call it out so that devotees don't honor it there. We have to be careful
Or
how
there'll be
we
confusion there. Okay.
Yes. So how we keep it so that accidentally devotees don't consume it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Krishna. Thank you, Akhilesh Krishna, too, for a wonderful class. Uh, yes, as you mentioned that we will not have class tomorrow for the Puja celebration. Saying Radhaji. Here it's already started. Thank you so much. Anything else anybody would like to add? Either, okay. Thank you so much. section. Let's chant together. Vancha kalpatarupasya paasindubhyevacha patidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavrundi ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Koti
Jai.
Vaishnava ki jai.
Jai.
Virapremanate Hari Hari.
Hari Bol.
Take